Hello. Today's video addresses the topic of ways narcissists try to silence their victims. This will be done in two parts because I have quite a lot of information on this topic. The second part will air next week. Silence is one of a narcissist's best weapons. They do not want their victims to talk to anyone about what the narcissist is doing, nor do they want their victim to feel safe enough to talk to them about their abusive behavior. To prevent those things from happening, they use various ways to silence their victims. Probably the most common tactic narcissists use is gaslighting. If a narcissist can convince a victim that something happened differently than they remember, or maybe it didn't even happen in the first place, the victim's not going to discuss the event. Why would they? Convincing victims that they don't remember things right or making up some wild stories definitely will keep them quiet. They feel so crazy. Why would they say things that would make them look crazy too? Shaming is another effective weapon to create silence. If a narcissist can convince a victim that the victim is a terrible person, that victim's going to be quiet. The narcissist has made that person feel as if he or she is stupid or crazy or even unworthy to burden other people with her pity problems. A person who carries shame is a very quiet person. I know, I've been there. Granted, I'm quiet by nature anyway, but prior to learning about shame, it was a lot worse. As one example, I felt there was something deeply wrong with me for being upset about the terrible things my ex-husband did to me, so I kept most things to myself. As a result, when we separated, no one really cared to hear my side. Everyone took his side blindly, with only a couple exceptions. They never heard me complain, so they figured everything must have been okay between us, and the divorce had to be my fault. They only heard his side, so it's a natural assumption. Another facet of shaming is when the narcissist is confronted about their behavior and states that behavior wouldn't upset her. She has no idea why he'd be upset. My mother used to do this to me regarding one of my cats. Chester's a very big cat, but he's very muscular, not fat. My mother, however, called him fat more times than I can count, knowing how much it bothered me. I told her many times to stop being so mean and got no results. Eventually, I was just angry one day and I complained about it to my father. He told her what I said. She called me right after and said she had no idea why I'd be so upset about that. She actually said the words to me, "If someone called me fat, I'd just tell them they were right. I certainly wouldn't be angry about it." I knew immediately that statement was absolutely wrong. I also knew immediately that it was supposed to make me feel shame for being angry with her. It didn't work. It just made me more angry she would try such a ridiculous tactic with me. Projection is another effective weapon for silencing a victim. When a narcissist accuses a victim of some terrible behavior, it usually stuns a person. Most people will assume the narcissist is right and examine their behavior and try to make appropriate changes, at least until they understand projection and what's being done to them. Triangulation is another effective way narcissists try to silence their victims. If a narcissist can convince their victim that other people would think, feel, or respond as a narcissist, that makes a victim feel isolated. The victim may think he or she is crazy, stupid, or oversensitive, or a host of other awful things. Who'd want to talk when they feel that way? Next week I'll cover the remaining 6 topics. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.